New Mexico is called the land of enchantment, and for good reason. Many people have been inspired by its unique landscape, weather, history, and scenic views. It's one of the best kept areas of the Southwest, free from excess light pollution and home to one of the most diverse ecosystems on Earth. It's no wonder why New Mexico has been a hotspot for filmmaking since the advent of the art. Today, we're exploring some of the 120 plus years of film history in New Mexico, how the state has become a booming film industry, and where its future is headed. Film arrived in New Mexico at about the same time as the rest of the country. Its roots are in the silent era, reaching as far back as the 1890s, with some of the first motion pictures being shot in New Mexico, then just a US territory, the Wild West. The earliest known film shot in New Mexico was made by Thomas Edison in 1898. The Edison Company shot Indian Day School, featuring a group of Native American children and a teacher leaving and entering their Adobe-style schoolhouse. Yes, that was it, just going out and in again. Back in those days, these were called actualities, like what we'd call a documentary today, just a brief slice of life. Indian Day School was the first film shot in the New Mexico territory, and one of the first in the American West at large. Around this time, California's film industry was picking up steam, and many companies set up base in that area. The Motion Pictures Patents Company was a trust between all major US film companies. Edison Studios and the Biograph Company were two of their biggest signatories. Biograph had D.W. Griffith, who would go on to garner international fame after directing the 1915 film The Birth of a Nation. While traveling back to New York in 1912, he stopped in Albuquerque, where he and his crew shot two different pictures in nearby Isla de Puebla. One of these films, A Pueblo Legend, starred Mary Pickford, who would soon become the highest paid film actor in the world. Griffith was quoted as saying, "The location gave some of the finest scenic opportunities ever put into a picture." This wasn't lost on following productions, and the hype only grew from here. Romaine Fielding was another notable person of the era to choose New Mexico. He and the Lubin Company, another motion pictures patents company, took over Las Vegas, New Mexico for about 2 years, during which they filmed more than a dozen pictures. Selig Polyscope, yet another patents company, also made a stay in Vegas. They produced as many as 30 westerns during the following 2 years. As the age of the talkies rolled in, Hollywood's golden age brought many productions to New Mexico, such as MGM's Billy the Kid in 1930, The Grapes of Wrath in 1940, Flying Tigers starring John Wayne, Ace in the Hole and Lonely Are the Brave with Kirk Douglas, Rodgers and Hammerstein's Oklahoma, and Journey to the Center of the Earth. These and many other pictures over the decades made New Mexico a little secret of the American film industry. In 1968, Hang 'em High was released. It starred a 38-year-old Clint Eastwood in his first American Western, the first big-budget film in southern New Mexico. After this, the state was no longer so secret. That same year, Governor David Cargo unveiled the New Mexico Film Commission, the first state film office in the United States. This new board lobbied Hollywood to shine more favorably on New Mexico and to bring more feature films to the state, with such notables as Easy Rider, Superman, and even The Muppet Movie. The 70s saw over 100 films come to the state. The 1980s had about half as many, like 2010, Silverado, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, and Billy the Kid hit the silver screen again in Young Guns and Young Guns 2, both filmed in northern New Mexico. The 1990s saw nearly as many productions as the 70s, with names like Terminator 2, Independence Day, Jurassic Park, and Wild Wild West. New Mexico planned to get even more aggressive with Hollywood, implementing a new tax incentive in 2002. This really upped the ante, offering productions a 15% tax rebate on film-related expenses. In the 2 decades since that legislation passed, the tax limit has been raised multiple times. Since then, film has truly exploded in New Mexico. There have been hundreds of feature films, as well as countless TV series, documentaries, and short films. Breaking Bad, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, No Country for Old Men, The Avengers, The Lone Ranger, Logan, Sicario, Creed 2, all movies that were a direct result of the tax incentives. For Albuquerque, between their film office and Netflix's Albuquerque studios, the city has proven itself as more than one of Hollywood's favorite spots, but its own unique industry. With the backbone of the North, up-and-coming areas like the southern Las Cruces continue to develop rapidly. First established in 2015, the Film Las Cruces office had seen about 20 major films and several TV shows and miniseries, including The Book of Eli, Transformers, 12 Strong, Clint Eastwood's The Mule, and The Space Between Us. The same natural backdrop that enchanted so many filmmakers in the 1920s is still being sought after over a century later. New Mexico's film industry has a very bright future ahead of it, one that the whole world will be watching. From here, the only way to go is up.